No one can deny that life is full of upheaval. From the smallest things like the blaring horns outside to the constant stream of news about wars, pandemics, and crises, to the losses and pain that touch the soul. Chaos doesn't only come from the world outside, it creeps into our very minds, sowing seeds of anxiety, unease, and endless fear. But what's strange is that sometimes we ourselves are the ones stirring up the storm within us. Think back to the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic, when people faced an invisible threat, and fear spread faster than the virus itself. This is the nature of the mind. When we don't know what will happen, it always imagines the worst. When the world is in panic, each person creates their own whirlpool of worry, losing the calm and stillness in their soul. But do we really have to live like this? Can we find peace right in the middle of a chaotic world? Stoic philosophy provides us with an answer. Peace doesn't come from the absence of difficulty, but from the ability to master the inner self, regardless of the storms. Let's take a quiet moment right now, a little silence in the midst of the storm, and explore 10 ways to find peace in a chaotic world. If you're ready, leave a comment. I live a better life, and move on to the first step. 1. Reflect and remember. Before starting a new day or facing life's challenges, we often have the habit of rushing and not taking time for ourselves. However, if we can pause for a moment and reflect on what truly matters, we will realize that this is the way to regain calm amidst the chaos of the world. Reflection is not only a good habit, but also a powerful tool that helps us connect with ourselves, adjust our mindset, and find the right direction. Stoicism encourages everyone to take time to self-reflect and reassess their values. One of the valuable pieces of advice Marcus Aurelius gives in Meditations is to reflect and remember. He always emphasizes that reflecting on past events and upcoming challenges helps us avoid being swept away by negative emotions and maintains calmness in any situation. Marcus Aurelius does not only ask us to reflect on ourselves, but also on the world and what we can control. He writes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote serves as a powerful reminder that peace does not come from controlling everything around us, but from managing the thoughts and emotions within us. In modern life, we can easily get caught up in the whirlwind of work, society, and others' expectations. But if every day you dedicate 5 minutes in the morning to reflect on yourself and jot down your thoughts and emotions, you will be able to master your mind and distance yourself from negative emotions. This is similar to cleaning our living space every day. When the internal space is cleared, the mind can more easily find clarity and peace. Those who live by Stoic philosophy understand that not everything in life can be controlled, but their thoughts and reactions are entirely within their grasp. To illustrate, imagine a morning when you face work and life pressures. Instead of being swept up by anxiety or stress, you take a few minutes to sit down, listen to your emotions, and reflect on your goals for the day. You will realize that no matter the challenges, you still have the power to choose how to react to them. Even in difficult times, you can still maintain faith in yourself. In Stoic philosophy, beyond finding peace within oneself, seeking a connection with God also plays an important role. As St. Augustine said, "You have made us for yourself, O Lord, and our heart is restless until it rests in you." This statement not only emphasizes the search for peace in God, but also reminds us that only when we recognize our limitations and accept His will can we find true peace. Therefore, self-reflection is not only a way to understand ourselves, but also an opportunity to connect with God and find comfort and strength in Him. When we practice reflection and remembrance, we will realize that in every challenge, whether in work or personal life, peace and self-control are still in our hands. 2. Step back and take a deep breath. When life seems to be piling up with stress and pressure, there is a simple yet incredibly effective method to regain peace. Stop, take a deep breath, and step back. We live in a world full of challenges and stressful situations, but the important thing is not to let ourselves be swept up by negative emotions or react impulsively. Stoicism, with its profound teachings from philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, encourages us to seek calmness in every circumstance, especially when everything seems beyond our control. Epictetus, one of the famous Stoic philosophers, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This statement truly conveys a powerful message about controlling our reactions instead of trying to control everything around us. Stoicism does not teach us to avoid difficulties, but rather how to face them calmly and wisely. When you encounter a difficult situation, instead of letting emotions overwhelm reason, stepping back, taking a deep breath, and viewing the situation from a different perspective will help you maintain control and find the most rational solution. Philippe is at a party with friends, and a conversation with an old friend suddenly becomes tense. Criticisms and disagreements over a sensitive topic make Philippe feel frustrated and eager to respond immediately. In that moment, if Philippe allows emotions to take over, the conversation could escalate and create a rift between him and his friend. However, instead of reacting impulsively, Philippe decides to stop, take a deep breath, and step back. This does not mean he is giving up his perspective, but rather allowing his anger to subside, helping him view the situation more clearly. When he returns with a calm demeanor, Philippe can communicate more clearly, understanding, and empathetically with his friend. By keeping a peaceful mind and controlling your emotions, you not only protect your inner peace, but also demonstrate inner strength. Stoicism teaches that the outside world may be chaotic and unpredictable, but our calmness is a choice. No one can take your peace away if you know how to control your reactions. And it is this silence, this stopping and taking a deep breath in stressful situations, that is a powerful tool for maintaining your self-esteem and self-respect. When you learn to apply calmness in life, you will realize that it is a skill that not only helps resolve stressful situations, but also helps you see things in life more clearly. In this way, you not only find peace in a chaotic world, but also develop the inner strength that Stoicism strives for. So, once you've learned to maintain calm, the next step will help you realize that when you learn to appreciate every moment, peace of mind will naturally come to you. 3. Be grateful for the here and now. Looking back 6 years ago, when the COVID-19 pandemic challenged each of us, many experienced fear, loss, and loneliness. But now, we are taking one step at a time into the holiday season, with new hopes and the beginning of a new chapter. As we look forward to Thanksgiving with family and friends, facing once again the disappointment brought by the restrictions caused by the coronavirus, we realize that the most important thing right now is to stop and focus on the present. In this peace and gratitude, we notice that we have many reasons to be thankful. Stoic philosophy always emphasizes the importance of living fully in the present. Seneca, a great Stoic philosopher, once said, "Those who forget the past ignore the present, and fear for the future have a life that is very brief and filled with anxiety. This quote reminds us that time is priceless, and we cannot change what has passed or predict what is yet to come. What we can do is enjoy and cherish the present moment, where we can find true peace and happiness. Practicing gratitude in daily life is a powerful way for us to live more fully in the present moment. When we are grateful for what we have, we no longer need to worry about things beyond our control. Studies have shown that expressing gratitude can improve mood and reduce stress and depression. When we feel gratitude for the simple things in life, we find that we live with more purpose and meaning. Imagine an evening when you sit with your family during dinner. Instead of thinking about work or other worries, focus entirely on this moment. Savor the taste of each dish. Look into the eyes of those around you and listen to the stories shared from the heart. In that moment, you will realize that you need nothing more than what is present right now. This is how we can practice Stoicism in our lives, being grateful for what we have and not letting our minds be swept away by worries about the future or the past. Just like in faith in God, we learn to entrust our lives to Him, believing that each moment is a gift. Gratitude is not just an emotion, but a way of life, a way to keep the soul calm and peaceful. When we learn to leave everything in God's hands, we feel peace and calm, despite everything happening around us. His presence in our lives is a reminder that everything will be all right, as long as we know how to live fully in every moment. So, have you ever felt grateful for your present moments? Leave a comment and share your feelings under this video as we learn together how to live fully and peacefully in the present. 4. Make a list and record your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, pointed out a simple yet powerful way to bring our minds back to calmness: writing down our thoughts. His quote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts," is not only a reminder of the importance of thinking, but also advice on how to manage and adjust those thoughts that can cause distress in life. When life becomes overwhelming and you feel like everything is spiraling out of control, one simple but effective method Marcus Aurelius recommends is writing down your thoughts and feelings. This helps organize the chaotic emotions in your head and brings you back to a state of clarity. Each thought, each feeling of anxiety or fear, when written down, becomes clearer and easier to manage. Rather than allowing these emotions to dominate your mind, you can confront them directly. The clarity gained from writing helps you distinguish between what truly matters and what is not worth worrying about, thus lightening the mental burden. Take, for example, a stressful workday when you feel like you're caught in an endless cycle. The work piles up, deadlines approach, and the sense of anxiety grows. One simple but highly effective approach in this case is to write down a list of tasks and current worries. By putting them on paper, you're not just remembering tasks, but you can also view them more objectively. It's like cleaning up a cluttered room. You can clearly see what's truly important and what's unnecessary. You may realize that much of what you're worrying about isn't worth stressing over. In fact, when we write down our anxieties, something magical happens. We can view them from a distance, no longer consumed by that anxious feeling. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." We realize that negative or unnecessary thoughts only weigh down our soul. Writing them down and clearly identifying them helps us cleanse our minds, allowing us to retain positive thoughts and let go of futile worries. So, whenever you feel stressed and burdened, don't forget a simple but incredibly effective method. make a list. Writing down your thoughts not only helps you organize your mind, but also empowers you to take control of your life, letting go of unnecessary worries and finding peace in this chaotic world. 5. Pray and listen. In a world filled with tension and chaos, seeking peace for the soul is of utmost importance. One of the most effective methods to achieve this is by taking time to connect with religious faith. Prayer is not just an act of worship, it is also an opportunity to quiet the mind, reflect on ourselves, and find peace amidst the storms of life. Stoic philosophy emphasizes self-control and a deep understanding of oneself, always highlighting the importance of living ethically and recognizing our limitations in achieving inner tranquility. Seneca, a renowned Stoic philosopher, once said, "We suffer more in our imagination more often than in reality." This quote reminds us that our anxieties and stresses in life often do not come from specific events, but from how we react to and imagine them. When we place our faith in a greater force, such as the divine or the universe, it becomes easier to relax and accept that not everything is within our control. This helps lighten our soul and reduce stress. For example, taking a few minutes to pray before bed is not just a spiritual habit, but also a method of psychological self-care. When we give thanks for what we have and ask for peace, we create a space for our souls to relax and soothe our anxieties. This feeling becomes especially powerful when we face challenges. When your faith is strengthened through prayer, you will feel that you are not alone on your journey, and every difficulty will feel lighter. The sense of peace that prayer brings is a powerful mental remedy, helping us maintain our spirit in times of hardship. Moreover, listening during prayer is an essential part of the process. We do not only speak to the world around us, but also need to listen to our inner voice. This is the deep connection between wisdom and the soul, where we can recognize the most important values in life and how to live according to those values. It is in these moments of silence that we find the inner strength to continue on our path. Before we proceed to the next part, may I ask you for a small favor? If you're feeling intrigued by what you've learned and are smiling right now, please hit the like button. And hey, if you haven't yet, click the subscribe button as well. Why? Because when you like and subscribe, you're telling YouTube, hey, this content is great. And that helps spread this positive energy to more people who may need a little boost, just like you. So, let's spread the joy and make sure more people can join us on this journey of self-improvement and positivity. Once the soul is connected and at peace through prayer, we can move on to the journey of seeking true tranquility from our surroundings. We will explore how to find serenity through slow steps and moments of mindfulness, paying attention to everything around us. 6. Take a walk and pay attention to your surroundings. Have you ever felt like everything seems unchanged when you walk down a familiar street? Sometimes walking can feel boring, but perhaps it's because you haven't truly learned to observe. Walking can actually be a little adventure, an exciting journey of observation. Just by changing your mindset and the way you view things, you can discover many more interesting sights on your daily walks. Whether you're in the city or strolling down country roads, surprises are always waiting to be discovered. When life becomes stressful and you feel pressure from all sides, try stopping for a moment, letting go of all worries, and taking a walk outside. One of the simplest ways to reduce stress is to step outside and enjoy nature. The feeling of a gentle breeze, fresh air, and the stillness of nature can help soothe your soul, bring you back to the present moment, and make you more aware of what's happening around you. Stoicism, the philosophy we're exploring, teaches us that we can't control everything in life, but we can choose how to react to it. And when you step outside to walk, you are truly choosing a positive response to life's stresses. According to Stoicism, connecting with nature helps us become more aware of our smallness in the vast universe. This helps ease feelings of anxiety and stress. When you walk in a park or along familiar paths, you're not just calming your body, but also lightening your mind. Every worry or distress suddenly seems less important as you observe the peace of the trees, the flowers blooming, and the birds singing. These things remind us that there is much beyond our control, and instead of trying to grasp everything, we can learn to relax and let good things come to us naturally. Imagine walking in a park on a gentle afternoon. A breeze brushes your skin, and the sound of leaves rustling beneath your feet creates a soft melody. Each step seems to bring a new relief. You gaze at the towering trees, the branches swaying gently in the wind, and feel the stability they represent. In this moment, you realize that the problems you're facing in life may not be as big as you think. Worries about work, relationships, or things that trouble you suddenly vanish like mist under the sunlight, because you remember that the universe is vast and everything happens in its own way, and you're just a part of it. Walking and observing is not just a physical act. It's a method of finding peace amidst chaos. It is in moments like these that you can feel inner peace. All you need to do is step outside, experience it for yourself, and see things in a new light, realizing that sometimes the answer to peace of mind is very simple, just a gentle walk and a fresh perspective. 7. Don't think too much about the problem or solution. Sometimes, constantly thinking about a problem only increases your stress and anxiety. We tend to get so caught up in our thoughts about the difficulties and obstacles ahead, adding to the stress without realizing that these worries don't really help our situation. However, Stoicism teaches us that inner peace doesn't come from worrying about everything, but from learning how to face the present without being trapped by the past or future. According to Stoicism, one of the most important principles is the awareness that we cannot change the past and we cannot control the future. This doesn't mean we shouldn't prepare for the future, but instead, it encourages us to focus on taking action in the present. Rather than overthinking things we can't control, we can focus on what we can change within ourselves and in our actions. Imagine you face a problem at work, maybe an important project nearing its deadline, or a critical meeting that's causing you stress. Instead of sitting there, drowning in worst-case scenarios, imagining that everything will fall apart, you can try a different approach. Start by creating a clear action plan, step by step. Identify problems you can solve immediately and those that need long-term preparation. For example, Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb, once shared that every failure is an opportunity to learn. Instead of putting pressure on himself to be perfect from the start, Edison focused on continuous, persistent action in the present, not letting worries about the future control him. This leads to an important conclusion in Stoic philosophy. Peace is not a destination, but a process of living in the present, with emotional control and intentional action. Allowing your mind to be constantly dominated by worries and negative scenarios only increases stress without providing a solution. Instead, if you focus on the small steps in the present, you'll feel that you have control over every situation, not because you can change everything, but because you can act intentionally and calmly. It's the silence in thought and action that is the most crucial element in maintaining confidence and self-respect in a chaotic world. Edison's story is a vivid example of changing the way we think and act. Instead of worrying too much about the future, you can act in the present, and with persistence, you'll find the peace you seek. Remember, in a world filled with challenges and stress, only when you stop and act with intention can you truly find inner peace. 8. Talk to a trusted friend. If you are facing difficult emotions or suffering, talking about what you are going through can help. Opening up to someone you trust can make a significant difference in how you feel and how you cope with your experiences. Sharing your thoughts and feelings with a close friend is not only a way to relieve your heart, but also helps you gain a fresh and objective perspective on the challenges you're facing. According to Stoicism, one of the important principles is recognizing that we are not fighting alone in life. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. Seneca. This quote from Seneca not only highlights the impact of the mind, but also emphasizes something crucial. It is in fear and imagination that we often lose our peace. When we face challenges, we easily feel lost and trapped. But sometimes, a piece of sincere advice from a trusted friend can make everything clearer. For those who follow Stoic philosophy, having a reliable friend to talk to is a key part of emotional control and maintaining inner peace. These friends are not just listeners to our emotions, but can also help us view our problems with objectivity and wisdom. When we feel overwhelmed by work, family, or constant worries, an honest conversation with a trusted friend can help us realize that many of our issues are simply overthought and not the reality. A true story about the great leader Abraham Lincoln can clearly illustrate the value of talking to friends. Lincoln went through a difficult period when he felt immense pressure from the Civil War. The decisions he had to make often led him to states of stress and despair. During such times, he turned to close friends, including his longtime friend, Joshua Speed, to share his feelings. These conversations not only eased Lincoln's inner tension, but also gave him a clearer perspective on important issues. In fact, friends like Speed helped Lincoln maintain his spirit throughout the war, proving the importance of seeking support from trusted individuals during difficult times. When facing chaos and pressure from the world around you, remember that the support of a friend can bring invaluable benefits. Their perspective can help you realize that every problem can be solved if viewed from a different angle. Just once, opening up, sharing, and listening can change the way you face challenges. Please share in the comments. Have you ever found peace by talking to a trusted friend? Do you have any stories where the support of a friend helped you overcome life's difficulties? 9. Disconnect from technology for an hour or a day. We are surrounded by information, social media, and the constant noise of technology in the present world. Every click and every notification on our phones is a small distraction, but gradually they accumulate, creating an incessant wave crashing against our minds. Silence seems to have become a luxury in modern life. However, if we take some time to stop using technology, it not only helps us rediscover peace, but also allows us to connect more deeply with ourselves and those around us. The Stoic philosophers, who have developed a philosophy of life over centuries, have always emphasized that silence and solitude are essential for finding inner peace. Marcus Aurelius, in his work Meditations, once said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." This simple yet profound statement contains a deep truth about the path to peace. The search for tranquility is not somewhere far away, but within our own souls. The world out there may be loud and chaotic, but it is in silence that we can truly see ourselves and the world around us clearly. When we turn off our devices, when we stop scrolling on screens, we can truly feel each moment of life. A weekend without using phones or computers is a wonderful opportunity to free our minds from the burdens of information and society. This change not only helps recharge the body, but also brings clarity to the soul. When we are no longer interrupted by constant notifications, we can return to ourselves, slow down, and pay more attention to those around us. An uninterrupted conversation, a relaxing afternoon in the park, or a meal with family, everything becomes more meaningful when we are not influenced by technology. In fact, one of the reasons Stoics encourage detachment from technology is that we can easily get caught in an endless cycle of comparison, anxiety, and the need to control the world outside of ourselves. When we allow these external factors to overpower our minds, we lose the ability to control ourselves, the very thing Stoics consider the key to true freedom. Instead of seeking peace from the external world, the Stoics advise us to find peace within ourselves. They believe that silence is an opportunity for us to face ourselves, to become more aware of what we truly need, and to master our emotions. Therefore, a period of not using technology is not merely about disconnecting from the digital world, but reconnecting with ourselves. When we are not pulled by distractions, we can return to our core values and discover peace in a chaotic world. We can all ask ourselves, who would I be without technology? This question is not just a challenge, but also an opportunity to rediscover ourselves, to realize that in silence, we not only find peace, but also the inner strength to face all the challenges life brings. Try turning off all your devices for one day a week, and you will see that the world is not only around you, but also within your soul. Continuing your journey to find peace, you will find that only when you clearly understand who is truly in control of your life can you overcome all the challenges this chaotic world brings. This is demonstrated through 10. Determine who is in control and who is not. We all worry about things we can't control in life, as well as things we can. At least with the things we can control, we can do something to improve ourselves and our circumstances. But the things we can't control, we just need to let them go. In this chaotic world, there is one important thing each of us needs to understand. Knowing what we can control and what we can't is the key to reducing stress and finding inner peace. This is one of the central principles of Stoic philosophy. Stoics believe that when we have a clear awareness of our limitations and the factors beyond our control, we are no longer swept away by negative emotions or stress from things that cannot be changed. Our true power doesn't lie in controlling the outside world, but in mastering our own thoughts and emotions. Peace does not come from changing circumstances, but from changing how we respond to what happens. Certainly, we cannot change the actions of others. We cannot control random events in life or the external factors that affect us. But what we can do is decide how we respond to those things. We have the power to control our attitude, our inner calm, and our ability to maintain self-respect in any situation. This is the strength that Stoicism teaches us to embrace. However, to truly master ourselves and find peace in life, we need to accept an important reality. Not everything is within our reach. We cannot stop the rain, we cannot change others' attitudes, nor can we stop unexpected events. But we can change our perspective. And when we do, we will realize that the external chaos is not the sole cause of stress. It's how we react to it that determines our feelings inside. This does not mean that we give up all efforts or resign ourselves to the bad things that happen. On the contrary, Stoicism encourages us to act to change what can be changed. But when facing things beyond our control, instead of suffering and reacting excessively, we should learn to let go and keep our minds calm. That is how we regain peace in a chaotic world. Ask yourself, in the current situation, what can I change? And if not, what can I do to remain calm? It is in the awareness and acceptance of what cannot be changed that we find the true strength to control what we can, and that is the path to true peace. In conclusion, in a world filled with chaos and tension, finding peace is not an easy task. However, as Stoic philosophy teaches, true peace does not come from changing the world around us, but from how we control our emotions and attitudes toward everything. Silence, self-respect, and the ability to remain calm in any situation are powerful tools to maintain inner peace, helping us become strong and confident individuals. Remember, not every reaction is necessary, and sometimes silence is the best way to preserve our dignity and inner tranquility. So, what do you think about the power of silence and self-control in creating peace? Have you ever experienced a stressful situation where silence helped you maintain your peace? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss future videos. Keep watching the videos displayed at the end to discover more valuable lessons from Stoic philosophy to help you live with more peace and strength every day.